Hello everyone, Hawky here, back with another Sword of Convallaria video. So with the Witcher collab dropping end of this week, I just wanted to go through a free-to-play sort of plan for everyone. So I guess the first thing first is, even though we have all the leak kits of the characters, this may not be the final version, right? We have Yennefer, we have Geralt, we have Ciri, we have Triss, like we have all their skills and most of their skill effects. Some are still missing like the initial skill effects and everything. We pretty much have all the details that we need to really make a bit of a decision on what we want here, right? There's been so many leaks about each of the characters' kits and then their specific effects and everything. And I think we can make a bit of a judgment on what we want. But I still recommend that when the banners do drop, you wait. You wait for people to actually get the characters and test them. So Ciri will be free. And I mean, it might be good to just do that first temple, that discounted pull on Geralt's banner. But there's a few things I'm thinking of here, right? So we know the first 10 pulls are free on each of the banners, right? What we don't know is on these rerun banners, would it be discounted as well? So essentially, if you're looking at doing free 10 pull on Geralt, Triss, Geralt, Yennefer, Triss, Ciri, that is 40 pulls into the Witcher banner. And that's only going to cost you 20 pulls because all those initial 10 pulls are discounted. So what you could possibly do is you go through and you wait until the 9th of January. Like this is a bit of like a min-maxing option, right? You do free pulls on each of these 10 banners and the accumulation, right? The accumulation, the guarantee counter is shared across all the banners. So even if you don't get anything, that's 40 pulls towards a pity. And if they're the rerun, the Geralt and Yennefer rerun is also discounted, that is 60 pulls. The initial 60 or 40 pulls towards the pity, the hard pity, is confirmed at 100. And you just need to spend another 60 or 40 pulls, depending on whether these two are discounted, on the 9th of January to get the guaranteed unit you want. Although, if you're waiting for that long, it does mean that you're losing, like a month and a half of shard farming time. So it depends on who you have, like your shard farming. And yeah, that is definitely an option to consider there. Otherwise, what we're looking at is it does look like Yennefer is really like the best unit out of this collab. Like she has so much utility, support, and damage in her kit. Like the Charming Illusion is essentially a training dummy. Like she uses the main character's tactical skills, right? Our tactical skills, she has it as actual skills. And then Portal is our teleport, and then we've got like our heal, our immunity, and everything, like plus on top of her damage. Really amazing. And I feel like Yennefer, just for utility alone, makes her at least tier 0.5. She might be tier 0 based on her damage. I don't think they'll really release like a full-on tier 0, right? But Yennefer is like the must-get for this collab. Okay, and then we have a look at the Ciri will be free. The other unit will be Triss, right? So Ciri will be confirmed free. So there's no point pulling on her banner. I mean, you might pull on it just to get the discount. But what if you get Ciri? Okay, that's gonna suck. Alright, so Triss to me, right? I probably should update my tier list, but Triss to me is essentially a side grade. A side grade of Luvata and Marcel. She's another really solid AoE DPS mage. Like for those who have like SP Samantha, Triss is going to fit really well in the aggression team. And it's like having another Luvata or another Marcel. So if you don't even have any of these and you only have SP Samantha, I think it is definitely a really good idea to pick up Triss, because Triss is going to be cheaper. Like, we're not really going to get much AoE mages in the future until Shanaz, right? Everyone else is just like pretty much physical. There's some magic damage there, but the next big AoE mage is Shanaz. So if you don't have Livata or you don't have Marsil, then Triss is definitely a really good pickup there for you. There's not much to say about Ciri, but she is free. She is like to me, she's like a bit of a worse version of our SP Rawia. SP Rawia's aggression and that does a lot of damage. The act again every turn. It does look like Ciri is an act again every second turn at most. I mean, the bound and the stun is pretty nice, but I don't think she is really that top tier for you. But she is free and she has a nice tanking mechanism with a damage lock, so she could be like a substitute tank for like single target occasions as well. And now we have Geralt. So Geralt is a tricky one. So what I think about Geralt is that he does have a lot of damage. He also has a lot of utility in his kit as well. Like, we have his knockback, we have the debuffs, we have the DPS for physical and then magic and everything. Like, there's a lot of things he wants to do. He does feel like a jack of all trades as well, but that might be in a good way where you do have many options for him. And even if we're maximizing his DPS, I feel like we could potentially have his DPS up to like Camelot level, potentially. But it might not be as good, so maybe like tier 0.5 sort of DPS, physical DPS, does a bit of magic DPS, but it is like, you know, very short range, right? So Geralt is a funny one there for me. And I don't really know whether it's a good idea for free-to-plays to pull for Geralt as well, because yeah, it's, you know, you do have to make some sacrifices here and there. Like, I'll still mark him yellow as well. Like, he does look like a pretty solid pick as well. Like, that's what we've been saying with everyone as well, right? Camelot should be like yellow and everything. It's like it's all these yellows, right? And then we also have to consider what's happening after. We'll have SP Mytha, which is really solid to get. And SP Nungol. I think we could skip SP Nungol. SP Fake or Parzival is going to be free. I feel like the free unit's going to be either of them, and they're just going to come after. And you definitely want to get Lucama. And I think Shams is definitely a solid consideration here as well. Prince Shams, or just Shams in general. And then I feel like you could just skip the rest until Heshan and Shanaz, right? Which makes you think, why are we even getting Lucrum in the first place? Well, just in case you want any of these, but they do work well with Lucuma as well. Yeah, I think we're just in a very tough period for free-to-plays, especially. There's so many units that you kind of want, and they're limited, right? You know, these were pretty FOMO, right? Witcher 3 limited units, right? So I don't know. We have to make a decision on what to get. And there's another thing to discuss, right? They also have their own Astral imprint. So I also saw the details for Zuriel. So that's after triggering teleportation or charge, next attack deals 25% increased damage. When the skill is Flash that cuts through the darkness, the character can select one more target and deal 25% additional damage. When the skill is Nova, additionally knock back the targets by 2 tiles and deals 25% additional damage. Like, this looks really good, especially since we have Ciri for free. Like, the damage might not be too much, but I think this is really cool for Nova, where we get the additional knockback as well. So in the collab, right, we'll be getting a free Astral Horde, which is basically a selector for one of the Witcher 3 equipment, right? Astral Horde, the Witcher 3 gear gear selection chest. So we could choose one of these for free. Witcher Sword, Zerial, Obsidian Star, or Flames of the Fearless. So I guess first thing out of the way, Geralt's Witcher Sword, right? 24% attack and defense. He does use his signs, which does provide the, which are instant, which provide the additional effects. I feel like with swords, when they're able to do those instants and everything, we can't help but compare them to Void Stab. Like, we do need to more extensive testing, but just theory crafting it, we're getting the extra crit. We can get the stacks of voids through instant to increase our crit damage. And if we're able to stack this up, does that mean Void Stab can be better than Witcher Swords? Or at least comparable? Like, which just makes it really hard, like, to really even consider getting the Witcher Swords at all. And same for Ciri. If you want to play her DPS, then Void Stab is probably the best option for her as well. We could look at Zerial because it does have the additional effects, which are pretty cool. But they're just, at the end of the day, they're just pretty cool, right? That's like, do we need the extra 2 tiles knockback? Like, maybe for niche situations, but most of the time, you want to play these two more as DPS than anything, right? Which brings us to our staffs, right? Obsidian Star. I remember Yennefer's going to be like our must pull here. So increasing the magic damage by like 32%. That's really, really solid. Really, really good. Like, our best free-to-play staff is the Diffusing Prism. We don't really have anything better than this. And yeah, this will be 20% magic damage and 10% magic attack. But compared to 32% magic damage, I feel like Obsidian Star is just slightly better. Like, we're probably looking at like 10-15% better as like a best in slot. And then we also have the extra effects, the extra healing and everything. So Obsidian Star is a decent pick as well. And the next one is Flames of the Fearless. So this is Triss's wand, doing ice and fire skills. And we're getting plus 20% crit damage, triggering Rhythm of Frostfire, additional 20% crit damage. 40% crit damage, I think, is really good as well. So I think in a way, it's a similar circumstance to Luvata using her Nirvana, like getting the extra damage there from the AoE. It also does seem like a luxury one as well. Like, for the free-to-play options, it's like, this one's same as Void Stab. This one's unique, but if you want a DPS, you just use Void Stab. This one's a little bit better than Diffusing Prism. And this one's pretty much a little bit better than Diffusing Prism as well. So, I think the one you definitely should skip is Geralt's one. And then you decide, do you want unique effects on your Ciri? Do you want your Yennefer to do more damage? Or do you want your Triss to do more damage? Because, you know, only Yennefer's the must pick, right? So probably best to get Yennefer because you get the additional effects, right? Dispelling debuff and dispelling buffs from enemy. I think this one is probably the best pick for free to play. And then you're looking at extra damage for Triss or a bit more versatility with Ciri. And remember, we have a selector, right? So we can just select this one. And then from the potions that we get, right? From the potions that we get from the event, the orange potions, we can use that to star up our Astral imprint. Maybe we don't want to star it up yet. We can wait a bit until we do some testing on all the equipment and everything and see how things go with each of the Astral imprints combined with the actual character and see what is best. But yeah, I don't recommend free-to-plays to even pull for the weapons. So where was the weapons? Like, I don't recommend pulling on the weapons at all. Like, maybe you want to be FOMO and collect some of the Witcher weapons. Like, it is 50 pulls for a guaranteed, and it is limited, right? So after they leave, you won't get them anymore. So could also consider spending some pulls for the weapons. But the weapons are very, very luxury, right? You'd rather get another character. You'd rather get another Witcher 3 character than get the weapons. And yeah, I think that's that's pretty much it. And you also want to consider, saving for the future banners that are coming up. I'm assuming that there is going to be like a dead week after the collab, maybe like a dead 1 week, because 30th of January is our anniversary. Otherwise, these dates will be offset by a week. Like SP Meta would actually be the 23rd of January, 2026. So that's my thoughts on this. Hope that helps everyone out when with the Witcher 3 banners and events drop. But yeah, definitely still want to wait until we can properly test things out day one, because day one we'll have access to all the characters and people start releasing guides and everything. And I don't know about you guys, I'm still shard farming so many units. I'm still shard farming SP Samantha, Credenza, and Camelot. So still going to be a while. I don't think I'm going to put anyone in the shard farm from Witcher 3 on day one. I just want to test things out. Maybe I could even pull for copies, but that's more of a well thing. But yeah, definitely want to wait and see how good they are and what sort of stars, because we're all going in blind on this. CN and JP are about like 12 hours ahead of us, so we don't really have much notice of what is coming up. So yeah, best to wait and see and go for Yennefer. Yennefer over Triss. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.